One of the things that you need to take into consideration as leadership is that change starts at the top. If you're going to ask people within your organization to change, then you have to be supportive of that change. You have to make the changes yourself. I talk about change fatigue. And just imagine that every day you come home from work, maybe it's late at night, the lights aren't on, and you want to go to the refrigerator to get yourself a drink, has moved the furniture around, and all of a sudden you're tripping over everything. You weren't made aware of the change. You didn't know that you were going to run into that. So you just get used to that, and the same thing happens again next week. No opportunity to know that things are going to be moved around. That is a very simple change, but if people aren't made aware of the change, made aware of why you're making the change, and be able to be a part of the change, then they're going to become very fatigued. There's two different avenues of thought. You can take the basket of processes, turn it upside down, and start putting everything back in the basket. You can very quickly run into change fatigue in that environment. But if that's what your people are most accepting of, then that's one project, way of performing the changes. I prefer to have it be that it's kind of a little chipping away at changes that need to be made, making certain that people are informed, making certain that they're in alignment with the changes. And if they're not in alignment, then let's find out why and get them on board. There are ways to get them on board. Just making them a part of the process and making them a part of the decision, making them a part of the implementation may bring them along. There are people who aren't going to come along, but that happens everywhere. One story I like to tell about culture change where it's sudden and maybe not accepted by the people is when North Carolina National Bank, who went by the moniker of NCNB, they had an attitude, the train leaves at noon. It was North Carolina National Bank, and it began to be known by nobody cares, nobody bothers, because people were so fatigued from all of the changes that they just wore out. And it showed in their customer base, it showed to their customer service levels. That's something you need to watch out for, because that can happen. And if you see it, pull back a little bit. Changes can always be made in the future. Make sure that you're not throwing too much at everyone all at once and they're becoming fatigued from the changes. And you will find that pretty soon you will get to where you want to be, which is the continuous improvement stage of your culture.